Welcome to the community of TBCans. This is Mr. Abundance as we continue the admin fees debate and recommendations as to how we can get back on stream this morning. I made an audio where many people believe is one of Mr. Abundance's best moments. But the important thing in that audio is that I highlighted ideas that the admin needs to look at so that we can all be comfortable, we can all use our energies and to support the admin. The admin needs us as much as we need the admin. It's not us versus the admin or the admin versus us. But one thing that the admin needs to understand is that we are the face of TBC. And it's our name and face that is out there in the public. Therefore, we have to be in one accord with the policies and programs that is in effect. This morning, I made a few recommendations and observations that the creator of the Kringle Society, the admin, needs to look into. Mr. Mbe Derrick, and let me play his audio, which I think is not sufficient to address an issue of this magnitude. We're talking about Mr. Mbe Derrick told the community in basically a hack. I don't even know how to put it, but the way in which he announced he's actually scolding Mr. Abundance for not listening to the blog and not attending send button meetings. I am challenging Mr. Mbe Derrick, the host of the send button meetings, that even the send button meetings are not effective anymore, because anybody can tell you what is going to happen before it happens. Send button meetings should be the highlight. Send button meetings should be when admin takes the opportunity to interact with the community and not to be portraying Bitcoin contesters that takes up 75% of the minutes. 75%. And so I made mention this morning that number one, admin needs to do a forensic audit on the 3.4 members that are recorded. Do we really have 3.4 million of us in TBC? Or do we have 3.4 million accounts in TBC, active and inactive? That is number one. I mentioned that number two, we cannot keep going down the same road and expect a different result. We need to look at what programs that we within the community can assist admin with. But admin has to be more transparent. Admin has to be accountable. Admin has to inform the community of the cost to have these things done. It doesn't have to be one way. There are many ways to kill a cat, or they say to skin a cat. And all of us must brainstorm. The fact that, and I'm going to play the video now, of Mbe Derrick telling us that November will not be our last redemption. And so if November is not going to be our last redemption, it is very significant that admin gives us an analysis of why we did not meet our target. And Mr. Abundance is still of the opinion, hello everyone there. Mr. Abundance Jr., hello. Now, Mr. Admin needs to tell us why we did not meet our target. I also mentioned today about numbers. Admin, our mission in TBC is to have 1 billion members on the platform. The objective of TBC is to eradicate poverty and to create abundance. It is very clear. I spoke about Telegram, WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram this morning. They're all platforms that are giving services. And we are on those platforms, including StreamYard and YouTube. And we are not paying any monthly fees for them, but we're using their service. These are platforms with millions of members. Facebook, over 1 billion, 2 billion members, non-paying members, may I add. We are talking about 1 billion members in TBC to lift off. How can we achieve 1 billion member? It will not happen with TBCians trying to find 2 persons to sponsor to pay the admin fees. It will not work. It will not work with a few contesters trying to win a Bitcoin weekly contest. It will not work with the Bitcoin bounty program in place, because that is what is now has become a stranglehold around the community's neck. And so admin now needs to tell us where we are going and how we can go there together. But some accountability must be given. And so why are we paying these fees? And how long are we going to pay these fees? And how much is this blockchain? And so I am suggesting that admin put the projects that we need to accomplish in TBC to allow us to enter full-blown economy, because that is our aim. Full-blown economy before January of this year, and it still can happen. The community are the members. The Kringle Society is no Kringle Society without the members. And the coin has no value except that of which the member gives it. And so if we are a Kringle Society working together, the face of TBC, we are the face of TBC, and we cannot continue to make promises and break them and have faith in the community. The community will laugh, will use us as laughing stock if every promise is made we broke, and no one make promises and continually break them and maintain integrity. It doesn't happen. And so since we are the face of TBC and it's our name that is out there with friends and family members, we are the one who has to face the music. And because we are the ones that has to face the music, it cannot be business as usual in TBC. TBC has to be more open, more transparent, more all-inclusive, and must be accountable. Must be accountable. And so if we are to move on as a family with love and respect, the family members need to know the expenses in the house. We need to know. And so we are saying to the admin that remove all the obstacles that are a hindrance to the growth of TBC. We are the society. Let us know how much is it that we need to raise so that even 100,000 of us, forget about the 3.4 million. I know at least we have 100,000 people in TBC that are meaningful specifics. And if we have to put a $5, a $10, $25 together to create our blockchain and to secure us, we will do it. But to have this albatross around our neck, network marketing, trying to raise funds, it has not done us good. And it's time for that to change. That's what we're saying. And by the way, there is a proposal that was put forward that you don't even have to change it, but make it optional for those who want to participate in Bitcoin bounty and Bitcoin contests, who want to be a full-timer. It should be an option and not an obligation. And those who do not want, let them pay the 4 grains of gold annually and even add a 5% transactional fees when Kringles are sold. I think that is fair. But we need to have a more transparent operation, and we need to involve in the projects and the costs so we know where we're going. We cannot continue to miss our deadline. We cannot continue to miss the mark because our name and credibility are at stake. Nobody will use Mr. Abundance as a tool. No one will use Mr. Abundance and discredit Mr. Abundance name. It will not happen. And so even the send button meetings that is now in place, that has to go because it is not effective. It is not meeting the needs of the society. And so we need to revamp that methodology of the Senate meetings because it is now becoming of no use and sense to the community. Not you're even paying people to watch your Senate meetings and they're not showing up. And most of them that showed up, they only watch the YouTube, they scroll to the end of it to get a few cookies. But you can't even ask them what the Senate meeting was all about because people are weary of one thing over and over again. We cannot continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. The send button meeting should be the highlight when the community interact with admin. You should hear from the community what we have to say, how the community is experiencing, what are we experiencing out there in the field, what is working and what is not working. That is what the send button meeting is supposed to be, the heartbeat of TBC, where TBC admin, who is now anonymous, can at least get a feeling and a picture of the community, not to take up 75% talking about Bitcoin contest and Bitcoin this and Bitcoin. It's now become ineffective. And so we need to move to the next level. And so we need better accountability, better transparency. We need to know the operations of TBC, where you're taking us, admin, because we cannot continue to spin around in circles and become a laughing stock of the world. We are on a unique platform and our policies and program should be unique. Don't turn TBC into an MLM, because that is what it now has become. And so here you have Mbe Derrick and making this announcement. I need now to share my screen. A couple days ago, that this will not be our last redemption. And look at how callously and loosely this information was given to us in the community. And we're talking about respect. Listen to the information.
I'm doing this short video to briefly announce to you, those of you in some WhatsApp groups that are arguing that this is going to be the last redemption. Guys, this is not going to be the last redemption, okay? Many of you are not close to the blog. Many of you are not reading the blog. Many of you are not up to date. This is not going to be the last redemption, okay? Because the admin was projecting that this November we might have emptied the wallet and we can be the last redemption. But as it stands right now, we did not fulfill our objective of having good registration. So by so doing, admin is still going to have another redemption until when we empty the wallet. So we have to take advantage of the admin fee. We have to take advantage of the administrative credit that is being given to us and expand the community. A lot of contradiction going on, a lot of I'm seeing a lot of WhatsApp messages, especially in the 21st Century Leadership Group, which is the Mr. Abundance Group. I'm sure Mr. Abundance is not really aware of some of the things that are going on right now. This is not going to be the last redemption. We shall have more redemption to come. But we might feel the billionaires stage this November. But it's not certain. It's not a certainty. It's just a projection. It can happen. But as far as redemption is concerned, we are going to have many redemption. If we fulfill the 1 billion status, the 1 billion, 1 million billionaires, if we fulfill that by this redemption, fine. If we don't do that, no problem. But this is not going to be the last redemption. It has been announced, and admin has said it again. Concerning TBC and transaction fee or whatever, it will never happen. So you guys should stop debating, going up and down. It's not debate anyway. You guys are free to debate, like admin said. It's free to debate, but please, we don't want a lot of confusion again in the community. Let us work hard. Let us unite, work together, and help the community to grow. As admin said, it's free to debate.
Mr. Nbe is saying that we will have many more redemptions. Of course, we are going to have many more redemption if you continue to do what you're doing. If the policies that are in place continue as they are now, we will have many redemption. But I can assure you that Mr. Abundance would not be in that audience. Mr. Abundance will not be in that audience because Mr. Abundance will not embarrass himself. You're talking about it has been in the blog. We don't keep up in the blog. I've asked you, I have asked all my admin staff who attends broadcasters meeting every Monday to show me the blog where admin says it as you say so many times, and you yourself have said it. I am still waiting for that blog. This is too important of a notice for you, Mbe Derrick, to just drop as a side note to the 3.4 million of us who you told in May 19th that this will be our last redemption. For you now to come and tell us that there will be many more redemptions, it needs more than just an ad hoc video. This is what you call love and respect? I don't think so. And so that is why now we are calling for better management, better policies, and transparency where TBC admin and the operation is going. We are the face of TBC. We are the ones that will go and have to build. We are the builders. Admin said it. He is the architect. And so we need to have the right tools to be able to build a proper foundation. And what Mr. Abundance is saying, one of the major setbacks right now in TBC is the stranglehold of $25 a month. That needs to go, because that has now become a stranglehold. And Mr. Abundance has said and is recommending that all members come into TBC free. They come into TBC free, or they pay the 4 grains of gold annual fee, and let admin put forward whatever projects that are there so that we can raise the money in TBC and get it over with. We cannot afford to go into next year with all those coins popping up. If it doesn't happen this year, it will not happen next year either. That is what Mr. Abundance is saying.
But please, we don't want a lot of confusion again in the community. Let us work hard. Let us unite, work together, and help the community to grow as much as possible. And please stay close to the blog. Stay close to the blog. Let's make this thing happen. Rather than fighting up and down in WhatsApp group, insulting people, let's unite. Remember, it's all about love and respect. It's all about love and respect.
Mr. Mbe Derrick is all about love and respect. And you think that a half-minute video, as a result of Mr. Abundance probing into the admin fees, probing into policies that are becoming a retard to the progress of where we want to go, you think that we are creating confusion, and you don't want confusion in the community. I am saying to you, Mr. Mbe Derrick, admin needs to address. A matter of fact, your next send button meeting Monday should be all about why we did not meet our target. Why? What are the reasons? Because we can still meet our target. We can still meet our target because there are people in TBC who are meaningful, specific, who are ready to work, but not with the policies that are there now. It will not happen. And I know you, Mbe, you cannot speak to those policies. You cannot touch this case I am touching because you're in the tank for admin. And you, just like most of the Africans, you already don't care about each other. You already don't care about each other. Once you are drinking and sipping and enjoying the fact, you guys don't care who burn. I know the mentality of the African. I was there in Cameroon. I see what is happening in Cameroon today. Half of the country is being slaughtered and the other half pay no attention because it doesn't affect them. You think that you could have any village in my country where the government is killing those people and the rest of us stand up and go about our business as if nothing is happening? That is the mindset that you guys have. It will not do well in the West. And that is why you guys are drowning in the Mediterranean, coming to the West. And so, Mr. Mbe Derrick, we're talking about respect. Admin cannot continue down the road and expect us to go into full-blown economy. Your send button meetings has to be meaningful, because as it is now, they worth absolutely nothing. And the blog is becoming, I don't even know what to say, because people don't read it anymore because there's nothing there to be read. There's nothing there to read because it is the old, same old, and there's nothing new. We cannot continue down the road. We cannot continue down the road with our send button meetings. Is all about Bitcoin contests and who won contests and how much money they won. That is not TBC full-blown economy. If that is your economy and the participants of the contest, fair enough, but don't let it be a stranglehold on the community. We appreciate all of you who are recruiting, but how much are those recruits are you guys taking time to educate so they themselves can duplicate? This is what I am saying. And so this was Mbe Derrick talking about we should pay attention to the blog. Okay? Now this is Mbe Derrick. This is Mbe Derrick in May.
All those that are listening to me right now, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful time with the redemption that we have. I have this special announcement to make to you guys. Please, we have few days to go as far as redemption period is concerned. This is the period where with at least 80,000 francs, you can have one TBC in your wallets. Okay, and we have few days to go for this promotion to run to an end. Don't say that, or don't come after the promotion and you want to do the impossible. Okay, so make sure that you redeem your account now for all those who are about to redeem. Secondly, guys, November will be the last time you ever hear about redemption. November to December, you will ever hear about redemption for the last time in the history of TBC. So this is the time for you to enjoy the distribution phase of TBC, because we end.
Now, November, this is Mbe Derrick, May 19th, to be precise, of this year. Just a couple months, telling the global community that this is a special announcement coming from the admin, that November will be our last redemption in the life of TBC, and that January 1st, we will enter a new phase of TBC economic era where we will be experiencing projects. This is what Mr. Mbe Derrick told the community May 19th of this year. And of course, it was followed by admin blog, and everybody was excited, and all of us went to work, and the news spread far and wide. A lot of people were brought into the community based on that announcement. And of course, Mr. Abundance, who would have brought forward our economic date to November 30th, and were working feverishly on that. Now you're coming to tell us that it will not happen again. And so, all right, fair enough, it will not happen again. But what we are saying, we need to know why the goalposts are being removed. The community needs to know what they represent and who they represent and the policies that they represent. We are asking for an overhaul of TBC operations so that we, the meaningful specific, can follow the admin to the letter. This is not the community versus admin and the admin versus the community. This is not Mbe versus Mr. Abundance or Mr. Abundance versus Mbe. It has nothing to do with that. What we are saying is that we now need to change our strategy because what we have in place is not getting to where we want to go. And we cannot continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. It will not happen. And so we need to look at the entire operation of TBC and do an overhaul. And so I am speaking to the elites in TBC who have built up your walls in TBC. All those walls must break down. If we are to take the entire community into full-blown economy, those walls that you guys have erected in TBC must come down. Must come down. And admin must tell the community what projects are we working on. Get us involved. Mr. Abundance will lead the charge. If you want somebody to lead, to raise funds for the projects, Mr. Abundance hand is up. I am ready to raise, it could be $1 million. I don't care what it is. Mr. Abundance and the community is ready to realize our projects. But we cannot continue go around in circles to tell us today that there will be many redemption period in the life of TBC. It meant that not only did we miss our target, but we have failed miserably. That is what Mbe Derrick is saying. We have failed miserably. And so we are now becoming laughing stock of the world. It will not happen with Mr. Abundance, because Mr. Abundance will erupt like a volcano in TBC. And so the debate continues. And I think what has been put forward in those debates are very reasonable. I will now read your comments, because it's not only about Mr. Abundance, but all of us must be participant. This is not Mr. Abundance issue. It is not Mbe Derrick issue. It's not admin issue. This is a community issue. Hello, Mr. Abundance. Hello, Ina. Thanks to you, Mr. Abundance. Anas, Mohammed, thank you very much. Mr. Dijon checking in. That is Mr. Abundance Jr. checking in. Blessing, Goodwin. Good day, Mr. Abundance. Thank for the good work. May God bless you. Thank you. Blessing, Goodwin. I'm not too sure if that is in Nigeria or in Ghana. Me, Abundance, can you send the link to the Telegram group? Can I send you a link for the Telegram group? If you're in my WhatsApp group, the links are in there. Please reach out to my admin. If you're in my Telegram group, ask for the link. It is there. Okay? Thank you very much. Veronica Opera. Hello, Mr. Abundance. Thanks for the debate. It's really brought enlightenment about the TBC mission. This is what the debate is all about. And this is why Mr. Abundance will not attend any broadcasters meeting, because these were and are the broadcasters that are there since 2016 that have managed and supervised crookedness, They have managed and supervised scammers. They have managed and supervised theftery of the highest level in TBC. And they sat and watched and say nothing. The leaders in TBC took the members to the cleaners. They did not teach them anything. They stole their quingles. They stole their monies. These are the broadcasters that now have broadcasters meeting. They have supervised these incompetencies for the past 3 years. And you want Mr. Abundance to join you? That is what you created. That is what your management style and your leadership created. Scammers and thieves. PhD in theftery and masters in theftery. That was what the TBC had become. Since Mr. Abundance came on the scene, I begin to clean out all the scammers and the thieves, and to teach people and to show people that this is more than what your leaders are trying to tell you. And so they want Mr. Abundance to attend broadcasters meeting with who? With who? With who? Good day, Mr. Abundance. Mr. Barres, you're welcome. Mr. Barres, my bodyguard in London. Mr. Barres, walking with you, I feel safe. I feel safe on the street of London. Well protected. Mr. Barres, a very good TBC. If anybody has TBC at heart, if anybody in London, England has TBC at heart, is this man they call Boris Muma, originally out of Cameroon. This is a real TBC. I salute you, Mr. Boris, and I thank you for all what you have done for Mr. Abundance. Publicly, I am saying it. You are gracious, thoughtful, and helpful. Thank you very much. That's Mr. Boris. Hello, Mr. Abundance. You're truly correct. The admin have tried so much to take TBC to this level, and one that has good idea to move TBC forward can suggest that to admin because he's open for new ideas, which is true. The admin is open for new ideas. And as I said, I will soon conference with the admin. I will soon be in conference with the admin because I know he listens. But before I go into the admin, I have to flush out in the community what and exactly the issues and the suggestions. All of us must have a stake. So when I go into the admin, is not what Mr. Abundance is saying, is what the community are saying. Because admin is nothing without the community. And we are nothing without the admin. We go hands in hand where TBC is concerned. And it's all of our duty to ensure that all of us reach full-blown economy. And that is why I am saying, and I have said this morning, we don't have to have $25 or 8 grains of monthly fees to reach our goal. A matter of fact, it has retarded the growth of TBC as it is now. TBC need to put the projects that we need to fund, and let us as a community raise the necessary fund because we are doing ourselves good. And let the members come in. As they come in on Facebook, as they come in on Skype, as they come in on Telegram and YouTube free, let the members come in. We're talking about a members game. And let us who in TBC, who have the vision, let us work on the project. I say that we can reach full-blown economy this year Because when you have a billion member on the platform, which merchant will not want to be a part of us? You tell me, which merchant will not want to be a part of us if we are 1 billion on the platform? And so let us get the numbers and forget about 25 and 8. No, it will not take us. It will not take us. And so I am now saying to the admin that you need to break down those walls that were being created because there were no leadership in TBC. Because I make no bones about it, there were no leadership in TBC. Because if what TBC has created and producing is leadership, well, we see them. We see who they are. Anyhow, let's move on. Yes, good evening, House, and special day to you, Mr. Abundance. Good evening, Nafor. Admin should please listen to Mr. Abundance. Admin needs to listen to all of us in the community. Mr. Abundance is one person, and it's all of our ideas that must contend. Mr. Abundance is not looking for name. Mr. Abundance is not looking for fame. All I know, TBC cannot continue the way it is, not with Mr. Abundance in the audience. I can promise TBC that, admin. I can promise all the broadcasters that TBC cannot go down the same road 3 years ago and continue with Mr. Abundance in the audience. It will not happen. That I can promise them. Hello, fellow TBCian. I am disturbed with all that is happening in the TBC community. I don't see anything wrong with the debate on the admin fees. We can't continue on this space and reach our goal. We cannot continue and reach our goal. So TBC admin now needs to lose the hands of the TBCians. We need the TBC need to lose the hands of the TBCians so that we can go out freely and really bring the numbers in. Look at Facebook today. Facebook was private before it went public. Facebook was nothing before it became something. Facebook now have over 2 billion members, so automatically Facebook has an audience where its coin is concerned. It doesn't take much effort for Facebook to lift off. We are saying in TBC that we now have a golden opportunity between now and December, between now and January 1st, to meet that target of 1 billion members. Admin has given us the admin credit, which is superb. But with the admin credits now, we're saying that you either removed that 8 grains of gold monthly fees, or you let it be 4 grains of gold annually. And I think for the growth now, for the growth of TBC, and to get back the morale in TBC, because after that video that Embe told the entire global community of TBCians that not only are we expecting to have one redemption, but there could be many redemptions. That's what Embe said. There could be many redemptions. It will not happen over the dead body of Mr. Abundance. Embe, you can say it if it was 3 years ago, and then maybe the community would have accepted it, but not this time around. We will not accept another 2 years of merry-go-round. A lot of leaders in TBC, and may I say good leaders, cannot rise their head in TBC because of all the goalposts that keep moving in TBC. That has to stop. The goalpost has to stop and has to remain. Integrity must be the watchword And people, when people speak, their word must mean something. I have searched through the whole blog and I didn't see such update. I am still waiting for that update because Ember Derrick told us that it was in the blog, and admin has said over and over again, and Mr. Abundance is not paying attention to the blog. We need to pay attention to the blog. We need to pay attention to the blog. I have asked him himself to send that link where TBC address that there will be a lot of redemptions to come. I am still waiting for that blog that admin, he said admin has put out there. I am still waiting. I've asked him. I have asked all my admin staff, because most of them are in the broadcasters meeting. Most of my admin staff, if not all of them, are in that broadcasters meeting every Monday. The one that they said Mr. Abundance never attend. And Mr. Abundance will never attend that meeting. I cannot be supervised by losers. I am sorry. I cannot be supervised by incompetent people. I have a problem with that. I can be supervised, but people that has leadership skills, people that has a vision, and people that really love people and really want to see TBC full-blown economy and not Bitcoin contesters. I am still looking for that blog. I am still looking for that blog because it is too important of an issue to have that announcement in a side note. Mr. Abundance cannot accept such an important and profound announcement as what Ember Derrick did. I will not accept it, and the community cannot accept that. You need to tell us why we did not meet our target. You are talking with people's life. You are dealing with people's name. I said, as leaders in TBC, we cannot continue to break our promises to the community and enjoy integrity. I am speaking because leadership takes responsibility. And so Mr. Abundance now steps in the gap. And what went on before my time and what is going on now, Mr. Abundance must take responsibility. That is leadership. Leaders do not make excuses. Leaders make adjustments. That is leadership. Leaders do not make excuses. When the thing does not go well, we need to have a postmortem as to why it did not go as we expected. That is leadership. Just don't come and tell the 3.4 million of us, oh, we have missed our target because what admin projected did not happen. I said this type of leadership will not allow to continue in TBC, not with intelligent people. I said not with intelligent people. We in the community will not sit down and have these important announcements be brought to us in this callous manner. We deserve more respect than this. Our names and integrity are on the line. And we must be treated with the highest respect. Look at the time that they give to Bitcoin contests every Monday. Next Monday, I want you guys, and look back last Monday, see how many minutes that are being spent talking about Bitcoin bounty and who won. And they even have them interviewing as to how they won. Look at how many minutes they spent about Bitcoin contests as if TBC now become a network marketing. Is our full-blown, and that is why people don't listen. That is why people don't listen, because people now are turned off because it's not getting us anywhere. And so we need to change our strategy because it is not working. It is not working. And so I am putting it to the admin because the admin is listening. Don't fool yourself. Admin is listening, has listened to every video and debate that Mr. Abundance has have done. He will not post them, but he has listened to them because I know they do not sit well with his mindset. But that is neither here nor there with Mr. Abundance. What we want are policies that we can go out there with a face and we can speak and maintain integrity among our family members, our friends, and those who have joined because of us. We need to face them. We don't have that privilege like admin to be anonymous. We need to face those who we brought in. How can we now go back to them and tell them what Mr. Embe has said, chastising the community by not reading the blog? I am still asking Mr. Embe Derrick to present that blog, to present the blog where TBC addresses the redemption periods and the many redemptions to come and why we did not meet our redemption. And so Mr. Abundance is saying to Mr. Admin that you now need to prioritize what the community need to fund. I think all of us in TBC can pay our 4 grains of gold and begin to look at projects that we can fund so we can realize our full-blown economy. If people know that they're funding something, that after they fund it, this is the next step, everybody will work day and night to achieve it. We will not continue paying admin fees and don't know where the money is going and what we are doing with it and what we are achieving. The community needs to know, Mr. Admin, where we are. We cannot continue to go around in circles. I said it will not happen under Mr. Abundance watch. When Mr. Abundance spoke about leadership in my 21st century group, when Mr. Abundance says to you and the entire community that nothing rises above leadership, you better believe what Mr. Abundance is saying. Nothing rises above leadership. You cannot go above leadership. And so we are demanding leadership in TBC because it cannot be business as usual. We are in a critical moment. We are in TBC. We have a golden opportunity to burst into full-blown economy before January 1st of this year. It still can be done. And so Mr. Abundance is saying to admin, what is the cost of the blockchain? Give us the cost and let us raise the funds. Mr. Abundance is saying, get rid of all those monthly fees and allow the community to explore and to bring in people by the masses. Mr. Abundance is saying to take away this network marketing from TBC because this abundance-based coin should not turn into network marketing. Mr. Abundance is saying the time that we're looking to find 2 persons to pay the admin fees, by the time we find 100, it will be it will be January 1st, 2020 before we can find 1,000 people. That will not take us to full-blown economy, Mr. Admin. And so Mr. Abundance is saying that the game and the rules must change. I spend many hours with the admin. And one thing I can say with the admin, when he created the Kringle Society, it was created out of a genuine and sincere concept and idea, which is novel, And I believe in TBC admin. Mr. Abundance, I believe in TBC admin that he will do the right thing. Because I spent enough time in conference with the admin to know that he have TBC at heart, and that the full-blown economy of TBC is his priority. I know that very well. And that is why I can support this beautiful mission. NB Derrick is now the TBC admin. NB Derrick is now the TBC admin. I'm not too sure what he's saying there. All right, so let's wind down. Hello, Mr. Abundance. This is Joshua from Ghana. I am much interested in the TBC roadmap and the cost of our upcoming projects so that we as a community can raise funds to support the admin. Mr. Joshua Abi. Mr. Joshua Abi. Mr. Abundance is saying to you, move from back of the class and come to the front of the class. A matter of fact, Mr. Abundance is now saying to you, you can now teach the class. Because I think this is what the community will be prepared to support, and not the folks in Nigeria, or they say a handful in Ghana, or a handful, because that's what they say, is a handful of people that listen to Mr. Abundance. I do not speak for the entire community of TBCians. That is what they say, and that is what they want to believe. And so, Josh Abi, I couldn't say it any better. We need to have a clear roadmap. We need to have a clear vision as to where we are going and what is the cost for us to get there. Let loose the TBCians in the community to recruit the members in the community without hindrance. Why? While we work on the projects in TBC. Because let us be fair, a lot of people are not even paying the 4 grains of gold either. They weren't paying it. But now we have a more enlightened community. This is not the community of 2016, 2017, 2018. We have a more enlightened community that know their responsibility and where we want to go in TBC. And so the rules and the policies cannot be the same. And so as Joshua Abi is saying, his interest and the entire community interest in TBC is TBC roadmap and the cost of our upcoming projects. Lay out those projects, admin, and tell the community how much we need to raise. And let us raise the funds and get it over with. And take the albatross and the noose from around the neck of the TBCians. Take the shackle from their hands so they can go and recruit and make disciples in TBC. Look at Telegram. Look at Facebook. Look at WhatsApp. We're all using their services, but we're not required to pay a monthly fee. I can call Nigeria and spend 2 hours on WhatsApp. How much you think that cost is in long distance? I can say it's more than 100 US, but yet still I am not charged. And I am saying to you, Mr. Admin, that we can arrive at maybe even 2 billion members if you allow the community to breed, if you allow the community to really participate and to be a part and parcel of TBC's decision and projects. I am just here to facilitate the debate. I was once a broadcast, but now I can't broadcast anymore because I can't lie anymore. Lord have mercy. Here is a broadcaster is saying that they cannot broadcast anymore because they can't lie anymore. This is a very startling statement. This is very startling. I said nobody in TBC should have to reach to a decision that they cannot promote TBC because they lose, because they would have lost integrity with the people. I said that there should be no one in TBC who have come to the point where they cannot raise their head in TBC because the promises and the goalposts are kept moving. And as a result of that, they cannot raise their head to even mention TBC. It should not happen. It should not happen. And that is why we need this debate. This now gone beyond the admin fees. This is about how can we maintain or brought back credibility in TBC so everybody now can raise their head. That is where we are. And so if the broadcasters who are cloned by the admin thinks that they can take us to full-blown economy, they're making a mistake. And so nobody should ever have to come to this decision that Chika John had come. He was a broadcaster in TBC, but he's now saying he can't broadcast anymore because he cannot continue to lie. Well, I can say to you, Mr. Chika John, Mr. Abundance will not tell one lie for no one, not even for myself. Not even for myself. And that is why Mr. Abundance now is calling for transparency, accountability, and integrity in TBC leadership, because the admin owe us that in the community. And all the projects, they must come to light so that we in the community can rally around the admin. As what Joshua Abi from Ghana just told us, we have to have clear policies. I said to all of you in this community that there is a new sheriff in town. Some people believe it was just for those scammers who were scamming people. Oh no. There is a new sheriff in town. So it cannot be business as usual. Coming from the leaders, coming from the broadcasters, coming from admin, it cannot be business as usual. Because Mr. Abundance only primarily focus is to get us to our full-blown economy with integrity and truthfulness. I said Mr. Abundance only goal and primary function in TBC is to get us to our full-blown economy with truthfulness and integrity. Anything that comes between that and the admin, I will blow up this like a volcano. Hello, Mr. Abundance. Hello, me too. All right, let's go quickly. We are called to work together, looking in the same direction. Here is Mr. Williams. Mr. Abundance, please, bringing forth a fundamental step into our full-blown economy to happen. His strategy is absolutely clear. That is what we need in TBC. A clear and precise and concise vision to get us to full-blown economy. That is what we want in TBC, because TBC full-blown economy means that we are in a position to rescue the global economy that is presently on the precipice. Oxfam reported that over 800 million jobs will be lost from this economy very shortly. And if you who are listening to me and will listen to this video is honest, you can go into your communities and you can begin to see the effects already, and you haven't seen anything yet. And so let us move on. Even we reach the 1 billion members without having more merchants than ordinary members, then it is still pointless, because how we will be able to spend our TBC. Now, Mr. Jean, you have raised a good point. But may I say to you that it's all about numbers. Merchants like to see numbers. And once we can create the numbers, we will create the interest for the merchants. It is an already market for the merchants. If you know how many millions and billions are spent every year on advertising, then you will understand the strategy in numbers. Merchant follow numbers, and we have the future money. That is what is important. We have the future money in our hands. A stable coin, a coin that appreciates, a coin that value rests in its members. 1 billion member means that the coin would have reached its maximum value of 1 billion grains of gold. That's what 1 billion member is all about. Even Bitcoin today is not fully spendable because of the lack of merchants. Bitcoin is not fully spendable. Bitcoin is still in distribution also, and in full-blown economy. But you can exchange Bitcoin for money. Bitcoin is readily accepted by banks and exchanges. You have now crypto debit Visa card, and Bitcoin can be spent. You can buy an airline ticket You can buy a hotel. Nobody will refuse Bitcoin. Anytime, Mr. Abundance, for our mission. Thank you very much, Boris. Boris. What I call substance. Since 2016, we lack leadership. And here is Mr. Abundance coming with mighty clarity in the subject. Many lack humility. Learn to humble and learn from one who knows better. Thank you very much. And it is in Africa we cheaply respect position, power or wealth, and trample the truth because of what one would eat. That can't be done in the Western world. Hence, Mr. Abundance is hard on this point. I understand the African culture very well. I understand the culture in Africa very well. That incompetency is what is being promoted and corruption is what is being eulogized. That is the African culture. And it's all about who you know. It's all about the godfather, the tribal issue. You don't have to know anything. You only have to be a part of a tribe. And then you are promoted to the highest level. It doesn't matter about your competency. And because it is a tribal thing, you are not being elected because you are competent to do the job. You are elected out of pure corruption. Look at Paul Biya in Cameroon for over 50-something years. In Cameroon, over 50-something years in leadership. And look at Cameroon today under Paul Biya. Look at the amount of slaughtering that is taking place in the Anglophone region because they don't want to give up power. Look at the leaders in prison, and the French side go about their business as if nothing happens. A house with 10 rooms, and 2 of the rooms are on fire since 2016, with everybody in the room are burning up. And the 8 rooms, nobody even peep to see what is happening. This is the African for you. You think that mentality can exist in the West? Oh no. And that is why that your type of leadership will not do with the West, because we don't stand for ignorance. We don't stand for nonsense. We speak up and we speak out and we challenge leadership when they are incompetent. That is why we have elections every 5 years and even before. That is why we have no confidence vote. You don't have such things in Africa. They stay in position until they die. Mr. Abundance, we appreciate your effort in the TBC community. But this time, I think it's time for you to face the West and build TBC from there and leave Africa to build Africa. You can call Africa names. This is not whether it's Africa or the West. Mr. Abundance is speaking of the reality that is going on in Africa. I am speaking of your reality, sir. If you do not accept what is happening and the reality in Africa, Africa will always be a dumping ground for the West. You must know what your situation is before you can fix it. And that is why Africa will always be Africa, because you guys like to put things under the rug and behave as if all is well. You guys put a blind towel over your eyes and walk and bury your head in the sand and think all is well. All is not well. And so Africa, you need to wake up. You need to wake up from sleep and become meaningful specifics, and stop have the Chinese and stop have the Russians and the Europeans come and milk you guys out. That is why Trump called Africa a pit hole and the Russian president called you guys a cemetery. It's time for you to stand up and be counted. It's not about Mr. Abundance. Your word is like a trumpet that wakes the community. I must wake the community up. Indeed, the vision of TBC admin is great, but not greater than one's integrity. And you are so correct. N4, you are so correct. The vision of admin is great, but it cannot be greater than one's integrity. And that is what is at stake. The integrity of the TBCians. Embe Derrick is not about an announcement on the blog that people do not see. Because up to now, I cannot have a link. I am at tomorrow, please. I need the link for that blog. I am still asking for it. But N4, you have said it so right. Indeed, the vision of TBC admin is great, but not greater than one's integrity. And that is what Mr. Abundance is safeguarding our name in TBC. TBC must have integrity. TBC, the admin, cannot allow to arbitrarily move the goalposts at will. TBC cannot keep breaking its promises and expect trust in the community. It cannot happen, and it will not happen under Mr. Abundance watch. So let us engage the community. Let us put the projects, and let us, all of us, know what we're doing. So when we fail, we know how and why we fail. Do not miss the point. Mr. Abundance, let admin bring old and new leaders far away forward. Yeah, we need to bring everybody in. This is not an Mr. Abundance thing. We need to bring everybody in. We're winding down, folks. Mr. Abundance, we have Beyonce Exchange US and Beyonce Main. For the respective African continent, we demand to face West now, and Africa faces Africa. Africa, may I say to you, Ile, for Africa to really become the gem of the world, you need people like Mr. Abundance, whom are the Josephs that were sold into slavery. The majority of you can't help yourself in Africa because you don't even know the depth of the darkness that you're in. You don't even know the depth of the darkness. Why you think so many of my brothers are drowning in the Mediterranean Sea? Why you think they're drowning over there is because of lack of opportunity. And of course, we're now joined by TBC admin. So we have TBC admin here with us. And I welcome the TBC admin. And so, Ile, we cannot leave Africa to Africa. We, your sons and daughters in the West, must come back to Africa and to help Africa. And what we are saying, that TBC is the answer if we can do it right. If we can do it right, TBC is the answer. but we all have to be on board. I said we all have to be on board. This is not about the admin. Like, let me go back to a very pertinent comment that Veronica mentioned. No, not this one. That speaks about integrity. No, not N4. Indeed, the vision of TBC admin is great, but not greater than one's integrity. And that is what we are now saying. You cannot have Mbe Derrick coming out to address the TBC community that we do not meet our target because admin, we did not meet the required number and expect that is enough. To us, no, that is not respect. I said the admin of TBC, who is now presently listening to Mr. Abundance, and I appreciate the admin because I spent hours with him. And so what we are saying to you, Mr. Admin, is that we need to know where we are in terms of the projects and the cost that we within the community can assist so that we do not become a laughing stock for the world. This mission is too important. This mission to full-blown economy is too important to play with. And so all of us has to play a role. And so let me go down to the comments. Indeed, the vision of TBC is great, but not greater than integrity. I won't sell my integrity for anything. And that is what we're saying. We should not be allowed. We should never reach to the point where John is saying he was a broadcaster and he cannot lie anymore. I will not lie for anyone on behalf of TBC. I will not. And I have not told any lie to anyone on behalf of TBC either. And so we welcome the admin as admin joined the debate with all of us. Which promise have I broken? Now, Mr. Admin is asking the community, which promise have I broken? That is the question. Which promise has TBC admin broken? We are saying, the community is saying that we who are the face of TBC, we who are in the face of TBC, we have to be part and parcel of what is happening because we are the face. And we are saying with the announcement that we have now missed our target because we did not recruit enough members, we are saying, why didn't we not meet the target? What are the obstacles in TBC that we need to break down so that we can get to our target? This is what we are saying. I am not going back to those who were saying that they were promised banks, they were promised this. I was not there. So I cannot hold the admin to what was promised then or what was projected then. We are dealing with what Embe told the entire community, that there may be now several more redemptions. Several more redemptions. And so, yes, we all welcome the admin. The admin is saying, hey, this is incorrect what you're saying. All right, Mr. Admin, what are we saying that it is incorrect? Welcome the admin. Let us be clear. So the admin is, yes, please hold, Mr. Admin. Yes, so the admin is making itself clear. The admin is making itself clear, and I'm very happy. I would never ask anyone to lie. Now, Mr. Abundance never lied on behalf of the admin, and that is true. And so I do not know. I do not know anything that Mr. Abundance has said. It is a lie. I only speak that which is of integrity, and that is our full-blown economy. Our full-blown economy. There's nothing more important to Mr. Abundance than our full-blown economy. And so admin is here with us. And so we're saying to the admin, there are two trends of thought. Those of us who want to continue to be in the Bitcoin contest, receiving Bitcoin bounty, and be full part-time and be full full-timers, and also pay the 8 grains of gold. It should be optional. And we are saying also that those who want to be part-timers should allow to pay the 4 grains of gold on an annual basis, and we educate them so they understand the full vision of TBC. TBC vision is bigger than contests. And what we are doing in TBC has now become network marketing. I did not join a network marketing program. And so don't ask me to pay a monthly fees to find 2 people to cement. That slows down our growth. And so what we are saying, Mr. Admin, because you now join the debate, that give us the projects, tell us what the bills, let us raise the funds, but let us loose the hands of the TBCians so that they can expand the community, just like Facebook, just like WhatsApp, just like Instagram. Yes, let us pay our monthly fee, our yearly fee, I meant, so that it can stabilize. But we who are meaningful specifics in TBC, we should be given the projects and the costs and the roadmap to where we're going. We cannot have announcement coming out a couple months that we are not meeting our target, and as a result, we have to go back to the joining board. There are too many stakes. There are too many things at stakes here. We must be shown a roadmap. And TBC, Kringle Society, Mr. Admin, you cannot turn TBC into network marketing, because this is pure network marketing. This is pure network marketing. We are talking about the elite system. We're talking about the elite system until somebody prove me otherwise. Residual income, passive income. I am saying that those who pay the 4 grains of gold annually should be charged 5% transactional fees on every kringle that is sold. I think that is a fair and equitable and a level playing field for the entire community, because we cannot go down the road that we're going down now. It is not feasible. I can now say to you, Mr. Admin, the road that we're going down is not feasible, and the send button meetings cannot be all about contest. Everybody can predict what will happen next month. The send button meeting should be meaningful. Right now, the send button meetings are not effective. The send button meetings is when you get an opportunity to feel the pulse of the community. Not somebody talking about how many contests and how many countries are in a contest. Is that what we have become? A community of contesters? Or are we trying to get full-blown economy? That is what we're talking about. And so I welcome you, admin, into this debate. But Mr. Abundance will maintain its position and its name in TBC. I will work to the very end because I believe in TBC's vision. I believe in the abundant-based nature of the coin. I believe you, admin, and I said it before you came on, that you, when you gave birth to TBC, you meant well. I, in conference with you for many hours, and I know that you're sincere. Admin is saying that he has to pay out 9,300 in bills. Admin, we are saying you should not be one to bear the burden alone. Involve the community. I have already put my hands up and I said to the entire community, what is the funds that we need to raise in TBC to get us where we want to go? Mr. Abundance will spend day and night and day to raise what funds that is necessary. I have volunteered for that because I believe that this is the future. And a lot of us also do. But we have to be meaningful specifics. All right, Mr. Abundance, we appreciate West colonized Africa countries politically, and most of the problems in Africa today is caused by the West. Even present problems, you can't colonize us in TBC. All right, let us give admin a chance. Welcome to our great TBC admin. Welcome, admin. Let us give admin the floor. I pay such bills weekly. All right, so admin, let us, in all fairness, we had this debate continues until Sunday, by the way. This debate continues until Sunday, because what we are saying in TBC, it cannot continue. And admin, with all those bills, we cannot allow you to carry the burden in silence. We cannot allow the admin to carry those burdens in silence. And so the entire community must rally. But except you, the admin, tell us in the community what is going on in TBC, how can we know? And that is why Mr. Abundance is saying that your send button meetings on Monday, that is not meeting the effectiveness, and it is not addressing the issues in TBC, because these are the issues that should be addressed in the send button meetings. And how dare Mbe Derrick, who think he can just make a recording to tell us in TBC that we did not meet our target because you, the admin, did not meet the required numbers, and that we're going to have many redemption. That is too important of an announcement to be seen in, to have in a side video. This should take up the entire send button meeting. We want to know why we did not, and we want to know what we need to do so that we can secure TBC full-blown economy. I said no one will stop, no one will be a stumbling block in Mr. Abundance way for us to arrive at our full-blown economy in TBC. I said no one will be a stumbling block for us to reach our full-blown economy in TBC. And if we have policies and programs that are not effective, we need to change them. That is what we're saying. And so let us give admin an ear. Let's be clear. It doesn't have to be additional redemptions. Well, that is what we were told. We were told that there could be many redemptions. And so we who are in TBC, I can say to you, Mr. Admin, there is a lot of people, they may not have connections directly to you as Mr. Abundance have and a few of the broadcasters, but there are people that are working. There are people that bring on hundreds of people. But every time we're getting close to achieve a milestone, something else happens. And so what we are saying, that all of us have to be clear. The roadmap has to be cleared. We need to know what expenses that we need to tackle so that you, the admin, can focus on the big picture and not to burst your head about expenses. Leave that to Mr. Abundance and the community. I think we are capable. Give us the community, give us work to do in the community. That is what your send button meeting should be. You should not be carrying the burden of TBC alone. This is what we are saying. That is what I am saying. I cannot enter those broadcasters' meeting because they're not meaningful. All what we have for the past 3 years are thieves and criminals that have made themselves in TBC, that has duped a lot of people in TBC, and are selling wallets in TBC. That is what those broadcasters have created in TBC. A whole bunch of thieves. And that is what Mr. Abundance now is wiping out so that we can have meaningful specifics. And by the way, admin, we're also saying that number of 3.4 million members, we want to have an audit. We want to know what it represents. Does it represent numbers or accounts? And that is why all of us need to be active, so that anyone who is not active, you flush them from the system. And so you should give all of us in TBC at least 2 months to activate all our accounts with using 4 grains of gold. And it should be for an annual. So you have time to do a forensic audit. So we know exactly where we are. So we know where we are going. We are here. Mr. Abundance is here. This is not a fight against admin. It's not a fight against Mbe Derrick. It is a fight to maintain our integrity and our name in TBC. This is a fight to ensure that TBC become fully blown this year, not next year. Not next year. All right. It will take tens of thousands of dollars to automate payments, Kringles. It will take thousands of dollars to automate payments of Kringles. Mr. Admin, I think I can speak for the meaningful specifics in TBC. We want to know what is it that it will cost us to have a fair and equitable system in TBC that all of us can support. We are saying that if you really want money, the transaction of Kringles will give you the money that you require. How dare Mbe Derrick tell us that it will never happen in TBC? Is he the society? Is one man now become the society? And so we need to know what is it so that we can become meaningful, specific in TBC. I said TBC economy, TBC full-blown economy is more important to us today than ever. We need to get full-blown economy, and whatever it is for us to arrive at full-blown economy and to secure our blockchain, Mr. Admin, we are willing to do, but you have to engage the community. And those send button meetings must become meaningful so everybody can attend. That is what we're saying. And if you want people to read the blog, let the blog be meaningful. Because right now, people think it's a waste of time. It is a waste of time. And so let us get down to the nitty-gritty. We have spent 3 years spinning around in TBC. It's now time for us to stop the spinning around, because Mr. Abundance will not be spinning in TBC. It's either we move to blown economy or we don't. That's all we're saying. And so whatever it is that we need to do, Mr. Admin, tens of thousands of dollars is nothing. What is it that we need so that you can automate? So every Kringle transacted, you will get a lot of money from Mr. Abundance, because Mr. Abundance do a lot of transaction. You're talking about $25. That is nothing compared to what I transact on a monthly basis. And a lot of us in TBC are doing the same. And so that is what we are now saying to you, admin. It cannot be business as usual anymore. Not with Mr. Abundance in the audience. It can never happen. TBC must turn a new page, and all of us must become a meaningful, specific. We cannot go into next year without full-blown economy. So I am now putting you, the admin, on notice. You need to tell us what it is that you need in TBC to get the system automated, so you can even stop the discounters of Kringles, because that is what is happening. Because you said two things in TBC that has caused you to implement that policy. One is woeful ignorance, and two, the massive discounting of TBC. That is the two reasons. The primarily reason that you put the $25 and you said all of us must pay it or we lose our TBC. There must be responsibility. There must be consequences. Becoming a millionaire and a billionaire is no fun. Becoming a millionaire and a billionaire is no fun. And we need to fight for our territory, because if we fail to fight for what we have and for what we want, what we do not want will take over. And so Africa should wake up. What Mr. Abundance said about Africa is very right. I am saying to you that I know Africa very well. You all are beautiful people, but you need help. You need help, and you can get help. Now, Mr. Admin is saying it is optional. Now, you see, now this is admin speaking. And when I said to you the other day, don't tell me what can't and can't happen with TBC admin, because TBC admin software is more flexible than a lot of you can imagine. And so when a lot of you say that TBC is private, and yes, we are private, but we have the capability to interact and to do the necessary when full-blown economy shall arise. So I want us to understand that this is no joke. This is no joke. And so the admin is saying, how many here are not paying the admin fee? TBC admin is saying, how many here who are not paying the admin fee? Mr. Admin, I believe 98% or 99% of the TBCians are not paying the admin fees. And Mr. Abundance is saying that that cannot take us to full-blown economy. That cannot take us to full-blown economy. And so we need to arrive at a policy and a solution to get us out of inactivity. Because saying how many people that are inactive will not get us to full-blown economy. Neither will it solve admin's problem. There's a lot of people genuinely cannot pay $25 a month to have their back office open. I said that noose around the neck of the TBCian must be removed so that they can advance TBC's full-blown economy. And I think, in all fairness, you had to do it to rescue TBC. And I will defend that to the very end, because I have defended that policy, that you had to do it based on the circumstances. Desperate times requires desperate measures. But the time has come where you have to be more inclusive. It must be all inclusive. We must know what we are paying for. We need to know what it is. And when we pay for A, what is next? What paying for A means? What paying for B means? We have to have a roadmap that count the costs and let the community grow. We're talking about numbers. You want 1 billion people? Trying to find 2 persons to pay somebody's back office will not get us to full-blown economy. I can tell you that now, Mr. Admin. I can tell you that. And so what Mr. Abundance is saying, the monies that you're trying to raise so that we can be secured in TBC, bring it to the community. Bring it to the community and allow the community to pay annual fees. Allow the community to pay their annual fees and bring your projects to the community and let us raise the necessary funds, because, as you say, we are already the banks of the world, where governments and financial institutions will have to come to borrow money from us, because we know cryptocurrency is the future, and we know TBC, a stable coin, a coin that always appreciates. And once we reach 1 billion member, the coin will be fully matured, and that is what we want. And at that time, who will be able to ignore us? That is what we're talking about. When you have 1 billion members on the platform, that coin worth 1 billion, who will be able to ignore? Who will be able to ignore us? All right. So the essence of his message is we must be one, and that all economy members are fully aware of the project, financials, and milestone. That will drive clarity and thus motivation. Exactly, Mr. Boris. You hit the nail on the head. All of us must be aware of the projects, the project financials, and the milestone that we need to carry. Mr. Admin, you cannot do it alone. You cannot do it alone. And Mr. Abundance is volunteering. I think you need to have somebody like Mr. Abundance, as I said before. I don't want to be a send button host, but you need a radical. You need somebody who will say it as it is and mean what they say. Because I know you, Mr. Admin. You have TBC at heart, and you will do the necessary to keep us alive. You will do the necessary. Bitcoin bounty is a bounty. It is not network marketing. Mr. Okay, I will come back to that, Mr. Admin. But let me see if you're wrong. Now that you're attacking everything, now that you're just attacking everything, so don't confuse the issue. Okay, I am not too sure if the admin is addressing Mr. Abundant or is addressing persons in the community. So let's take the Bitcoin bounty. The Bitcoin bounty gives Mr. Abundance 4 grains of gold. And if everyone that I register pay their monthly back office, I get a residual income. What is that? I get a residual income. I pay for my product and I get a residual income. That is what we get in network marketing. This now become a 2-tier system. This is what you get when you join network marketing. And this is why I said TBC cannot go down the road of network marketing. And those of you who want to be in receiving Bitcoin bounty and Bitcoin contest, this is fine. I will support you 100%. But that 8 grains of gold should be optional. If you want to be in the contest and receiving Bitcoin bounty, go ahead. But if you want to build the community, I think people should also have a choice. Okay? And so that is the debate. And so admin is fired up. I gave you the roadmap. It is called Pathway Out of Poverty. Pathway Out of Poverty. Admin gave us a roadmap. Okay, Pathway Out of Poverty. Now, what the people are saying, including Mr. Abundance, we need the cost of that pathway so that we can be involved, that we can be meaningful specifics. Okay, you are wrong. All right, I'm not too sure. Now you're just attacking everything. So don't confuse the issue. The TBC coin by itself will not end poverty. Turning billion members into a billion job providers will end poverty. Turning a billion members into a billion job providers will end poverty. And I agree with Mr. Admin. But before we can turn a billion members before we can turn it into a billion job providers, we have to first arrive at becoming billionaires and millionaires. And that is what we are now talking about. How can we take everyone along and not someone? How can we have the back offices of everyone active and not someone? And so that is what we're talking about. Because having inactive back office does not add to TBC full-blown economy. It does not. It does not. And so we need a policy that will give all of us a roadmap and a responsibility. Okay, I know who is attending the send button meeting. I know who is attending the send button meetings. The send button meetings are now becoming irrelevant, Mr. Admin. because there is nothing new in those send button meetings. And so we need to look at how we can be more effective with that send button meeting, because that is the temperature that you can feel the community right now, with 200 people and 100 people showing up to send button meeting, with 3.5 million of us or 4 million of us or even 2 million of us is not enough. And so what it is that will cause all of us to be in tuned, because that is it. For us to take this to the next level, we have to be in tune. We have to be in tune with what is going on. And so all of us really have to become meaningful specifics. All of us have to be active. All of us have to carry our weight. I keep saying that we cannot keep being wandering generalities. We will not reach our full-blown economy. The message is clear to those that attend those meetings. Okay, let's give admin the floor. There could be as many redemptions until the funds are raised. There could be as many redemptions until the funds are raised. It depends on November 1st cement. Now we're talking about November 1st cement. We're talking again cementing by having 2 persons paid for your back office. Is that really what we want at this time, Mr. Admin? Is what good for the entire community at this time? Bitcoin bounty contest? No. Bitcoin contest is something else, because the Bitcoin contest does not affect the Bitcoin bounty. And so let me separate them, because the Bitcoin is okay. The contest is fine. The rapid reward 24 hours is fine. But how many people can pay the admin fees of $25 monthly? And that is what we're saying, that no one should be ever have to make a choice whether to sponsor someone who they can take them time and train to sponsor others, than to look for someone who will guarantee that they will pay for their back office. And what are you paying for? What are you paying for? That is why TBC cannot be network marketing. What are you paying for? You're paying for 250 kringles. That is promised when we reach full-blown economy. It is a promise. You know how many network marketing has promised millions and have went down the tank? This is why I'm saying that all of us has to be a part of it, not some of us. Bitworld, BitConnect, OneCoin, people are still grieving. People are still grieving. Nothing in TBC is 100%. TBC tomorrow can disappear, just like any program. Not that we wish that it disappear, because we believe that TBC has the solution to the global problem, but TBC can disappear like any one of them. And so paying for kringles until we don't know when, what is it to me? Or what is it to those people who are coming in? And that is why I am saying to you now, Mr. Admin, that you cannot rest or have those of us who have TBC and those of us who have kringles. You cannot hold us to the same standard. You cannot hold us to the same standard. You cannot hold us to the same standard. But we're saying now, since all of us are now being held to the same standard, that let us create policies and programs to bring everybody along, and let us bring your project to the community so that we can raise the necessary funds to move to the next level in TBC. This is not about me putting a few Bitcoin bounty in my pockets, because Mr. Abundance does not need Bitcoin bounty. I do not need it. What Mr. Abundance primary focus is TBC full-blown economy and how I can spend my billions in my wallet. That is my primary focus, not to cement 2 persons behind of me to pay me Bitcoin bounty. That is not what Mr. Abundance entered TBC for. Because that will not get us full-blown economy. What will get us full-blown economy, admin, is to give us the projects that we need to fund and let the TBCians go free to duplicate and make us, all of us, pay our yearly fees. And put the system in place so that when we transact Kringles, you can be paid on a daily basis. That is what they're saying. And I think that should be the first project for us in TBC. Raise the funds so that we can help you manage TBC much better. Because as it is now, you are not really getting anything. Because people are still not paying the 8 grains of gold. And when they pay the 8 grains of gold, you still give back 8. So you are not really getting anything. And so I must be fair to you as well, Mr. Admin, because a lot of people don't know that. And so I must be fair to you. And so we are saying in the Kringle Society that lose the members so that they can duplicate. That 8 grains of gold monthly is a noose and a retardation in TBC. Bring the projects that you have, including the one that will cause us to pay 5 or even 10% transactional fees on every Kringle. That will give you more than enough money that you need to manage TBC. This is what we're talking about. And so what it is that the community needs to raise to protect us, because it is a system to protect us as well, because we are weary of discounters discounting the Kringles. We are weary of that. And so you said no, it is optional. It will cost thousands of dollars, tens of thousands. Go back to the joining board and let us know by November 1st what it will cost us to put that system in place. Because with that system in place, you will make more money. You, the admin, will make more money than what you're making now. And loose the hands of the TBCians to bring in people by the hundreds and by the thousand. TBC, I said TBC, full-blown economy is more important to me than cementing. Cementing means nothing to Mr. Abundance. Somebody paying me Bitcoin bounty means nothing to Mr. Abundance. Absolutely nothing to Mr. Abundance. It will not get Mr. Abundance and the economy to full-blown economy. It will not get us there. What will get us there? If you, Mr. Admin, bring the proposal and the projects before us and tell the community this is what we need to raise so that we can move to the next level. We need this full-blown economy just like you. And so let me bring this to a close, because this debate continues, and it continues until Sunday. If we raise the funds to make now, if we raise the funds to make November the last redemption, what is that fund This is what I am talking about. We are interested in making November truly be our last redemption. This is what Mr. Abundance is saying. And you have Mr. Abundance word. You have Mr. Abundance and the thousands that listen to Mr. Abundance in this community. If this is admin, if we raise the funds to make November the last redemption, it means then we still can be on the track for November to be the last redemption. And so hope is not lost. Hope is not lost. And so now you need to tell us now, Mr. Admin, what do we need to do? Don't tell Mr. Abundance about cementing anything, because Mr. Abundance and the Kringle Society is not interested in cementing anyone. We are not interested in cementing anyone. Respectfully to you, Mr. Admin, what we are interested in, what is it that will bring us to full-blown economy, not to put residual incomes in our pocket. We cannot leave some people behind and take some people with us. Mr. Abundance is looking at the entire global community of TBCians. The average salary, if you don't know, Mr. Admin, in Cameroon is $50 US. That is the average salary. A matter of fact, the minimum wage in Cameroon is 30 US. That is what we're dealing with. I'm sorry that I have to go that long, but we have the admin with us. And in all fairness, you know, we must give the admin an opportunity. There will be an audit. All right. So Mr. Admin is saying that there will be an audit, because we really need to know what is the number in TBC, because the 3.4 million, they are not bodies. And for us to know, all of us must become active. And that is what should be required, that all of us become active so that admin can flush out those inactive accounts and so that we can start afresh. And this is what you call accountability. This is what you call transparency. This is what you call leadership. I look forward to seeing the funds needed. Oh yes, all of us must look forward to see, because admin is saying to us that transaction, the 5%, or I will even rally the community. We now have it at 5%. We now have the transaction fees at 5% on the sales of Kringles. Mr. Admin, you have Mr. Abundance word that I will rally to get it up to 10%, to double the income coming to you, so that we can arrive at our destination before we enter next year. Because as you know, he who won the race controlled the game. We can't afford, we who in TBC cannot afford to lose the race. We have come too far. We have come too far now to lose the race. And so here we would like to support the admin. So admin must tell us how much is going to cost us to release those projects so we, the community, can raise the funds. But that is what I am putting to the admin. This is what we're now putting to the admin. Tell us what it is that we need so that we can raise the funds. Tell us what we need. You are jumping around. Read the blog. It says, Mr. Abundance, indeed, you're a good leader. Who cares about his people? I want us in the community to understand that the creator of the Kringle Society cares for all of us in TBC. I am saying not because he's with us now, because I have said it all the time. The admin that I know, Mr. Abundance knows, he has TBC and the community at heart. And so he loves all of us. And I know he would appreciate that we work together to bring this, our economy, in once and for all. But as I am saying to the admin, that we need to do this together. We need 1 billion members and 50 million existing merchants. Admin is saying that we need 1 billion members. And that is the roadmap. And that is the massive growth curve that was put out May of this year. And so it is still there. And it is still the mission of TBC. I said it this morning, to have 1 billion members. But 1 billion members will not come this year if we have to look for 2 persons to cement. It will not happen. We are fooling ourselves. And so let's not fool ourselves. It will not happen. If I have to go and look for 2 persons to pay my back office, and when they ask Mr. Abundance, what am I paying for? Our policy has to be more substantial than this. If we are talking about becoming millionaires and billionaires, we have to have more substantive policies and programs than this. And all what I am saying to the global community of TBCians, that we have to rise now to the occasion. Now admin is telling the community that transactional fees are optional, but we need to raise the required funds for that to happen. I think it is something worthwhile for us to take up in TBC community. And that will take care of all the discounters of Pringles, and it will raise the necessary funds for the admin. That will raise the necessary funds for admin. And so this is a debate that will continue. And the debate will continue until we have and reach a desired outcome, not for a few, but for the entire community. For the entire community. Mr. Abundance don't want to have to be fighting the elites in TBC and the elites outside of TBC. Admin said that I'm working myself into a frenzy. No, Mr. Admin, I am passionate as to what Mr. Abundance is doing. Dear admin, how much do we still need to raise so that we can be able to decide based on our membership how we can raise the funds and move at once? Okay, so I think, I don't know, maybe admin have answered that. We need at least 100K to start building our automation of Kringle distribution. We need 100K to start building the automation of a Kringle distribution. All right. The admin is saying, let's go down, because we have to come back to this, because this is very important. The admin says 100,000 to effect the automated system to be able to start to do transaction on Kringles. How many of us is in the society? If 100,000 of us give $1, that is 100,000. And so I need to know not what it will cost to start, but what it will cost to finish it. And so if starting it 100,000 and it will allow us to transact, so the transaction of Kringles can finish it, then that is good. That is good. And so we are going somewhere here. Thank you very much, Mr. Admin. I must commend you, Mr. Abundance, more especially the last voice messages of this morning. Thank you very much. And I'm just expanding on that very voice note. Yes, they still have their wallets and send button on. Okay, so admin is responding to somebody there. 100K attainable. Even enough, they are not paying the admin fee, even though they're not paying the admin fee. Okay, so I guess admin is responding to somebody there. And so I have supplied over 1 million admin credits already to bring massive growth. Providing 1 million admin credit is good. And I think August really showed that we were on a good path. And the projection showed that we were growing at least 10% a day. And if that had continued, our 1 billion members would have been attained in December. Mr. Admin, I submit to you that those figures are still attainable. We can still meet those figures, but what have slowed down the growth of the economy is the 8 grains of gold monthly fees that those who would have gotten the admin credit had to pay. And that is what has slowed down the growth of the economy. And so what we are saying, to have explosive growth in TBC, loose the noose from around those necks. Let the 8 grains of gold go now for a year. And let us who understand the mission and the vision of TBC, let us use the send button meetings to raise the necessary funds so that we can deal with the projects in TBC. I can assure you, admin, give Mr. Abundance the projects that you need to fund, and we will fund them. I said we will fund those projects because I believe you have a more informative and educated and noble society right now. You have more people that are paying attention in the Kringle society now than ever before. And so please, the first thing you need to do is to wash your database. Let us know exactly how many people are really in the society. And once we can identify how many of us, let us take it from there. All right, admin must give us a chance to help develop the community. Admin must give us a chance. And that is what we're saying. You cannot do it by yourself. You need us as much as we need you. And that is why the governing council that you spoke about in couple blog ago, all those need to put in place where the community should choose 1 and 2 people to sit on that council, and you, the admin, choose 1 and 2 people to sit on that council. Let the merchants community pick 1 and 2 people to put on that council, and so that council is well represented, and so that we can function. Because right now as it is, arbitrarily, the admin, you can fling anything on us. You can fling anything on us. And so we are calling for better management of TBC. We are calling for transparency. We are calling for accountability. We are calling for leadership. We are calling for an overhaul of TBC. because as it is now, what we have cannot take us into full-blown economy. We are fooling ourselves. All right, let us move on. We did allow people to pay annual fees and we starved because you didn't have any leadership. What you have were leaders in TBC who were all milking their downlines. That is what you had. Leaders who become theft, who become thieves and criminal in TBC. That is what you had. Leaders who were selling TBC wallet here, there, and beyond. That is what you had. You didn't have leadership in TBC. And so nothing rises above leadership. And so you cannot hold us to ransom. You cannot hold us, Mr. Abundance, and those who are now meaningful specific to that standard of 2016, 17, and 18. No, Mr. Admin. Mr. Abundance will not allow you to get away with this statement. Yes, you were starving because the leaders were milking their downline. And they did not even tell them that they can cash flow. And a matter of fact, they took their commissions, they took their wallets, they took their kringles, and the leaders took their dignity as well. That is what was happening. That is what was happening in TBC. The leaders took the innocence from the innocent. That is what was happening in TBC. So now that their leadership in TBC, the dispensation and the policies cannot remain the same. I am sorry, this is 2 hours and 21 minutes, and so I am going to bring this to a close at the half of an hour. So we will go until 2:30. I have 9 more minutes to wrap up, and we really appreciate admin. We really appreciate admin. And this is what we need in TBC, an interactive program that admin can interact with the members. If there's a grievance, let's deal with it. If there's a financial issue, let's deal with it. Just don't tell us that we need a blockchain. Just don't tell us that admin doesn't have any money. It doesn't say anything. We want to have accountability, transparency, because we want to maintain integrity in TBC. And somebody's telling, Joshua is saying, admin. Admin, that was then, but now is a different era. Thank you very much. Who in TBC in their rightful mind cannot say like what Joshua says, that this is a new era? It is a new era. This is a new era. And that is why I said, admin, you cannot hold us to the standards and the leaders. Your coup attempters, you can't hold us to that standard, because all what they did in TBC is to create thieves. Okay, so let's move on. Admin, that was then, but okay, let us move on. It gives you a way to pay. If I give you a way to pay 4 grade for 1 year, access, how many would pay now? Mr. Admin, I challenge you today. Today is what? Today is the 18th of September. I challenge you today, admin, that if you put back the 4 grains of gold by the 1st of November, you will have 50% in TBC paid. And by the 15th of November, all of us in TBC will be active. Because Mr. Abundance will erupt in this community. And I will say more, Mr. Admin, if by the 15th of November they don't pay it, sweep out them from the community because they're no good to us. That is what Mr. Abundance can promise. And we can even put a petition to agree to that. So, Mr. Admin, I know you listen. I know you listen. And so Mr. Abundance is saying, put us back to 4 grains of gold. And I will rally the troop, because they will have no excuses not to pay it. And by November 1st, November 15th, at least a month from today, don't tell me that 75% of us cannot upgrade our back office. And I said 75, you know why? Because a lot of us are handling accounts for our families. Some of us have 25 accounts. Some of us have 50 accounts, not in our names, but in our family names. And be fair to them, they will need a little time to raise the funds so that they can become active. And so we're saying, give them until December 1st. I think nobody in TBC should be inactive. And if they are inactive, you have the society permission to clean them from the database, because it means that they're no good to us. And so this is the debate that we need in TBC so that all of us can become meaningful specific. Yes, you. I am addressing you in real time. Yes, Mr. Admin addressing somebody in real time. Me and all my downline, sir. All right, so that is Joshua. And may I say to admin, the admin, you see there's 30 of us here. But may I say to you, admin, tens of thousands of people listen to Mr. Abundance audios because they don't have internet and data to be online with us. But they will listen to this video in time. And so the debate continues. And so I said I am closing it in 3 minutes, and I will close it in 3 minutes. So the debate ends in 3 minutes, and we will continue tomorrow a little later. We will continue tomorrow. It's going to be a little later, folks. We'll continue tomorrow I may have to skip the debate, folks. So I may have to skip the debate until Sunday. And probably I will finish up on Monday since I skip tomorrow. But the debate continues because this debate must bring us back in line to meet our full-blown economy and our objective this year. This is what this debate is for. And so let us finish up. I said in 2 minutes, if I get residual income from real estate, does it make me a network marketer? We are not talking about network. We are not talking about Mr. Admin. Please, Mr. Admin, please don't twist the issues here with network marketing. If I have estate and I'm getting passive income, it cannot be network marketing because it is a business that is producing revenue on its own. It's not going to another apartment to pay for it, for you to get money. It is paying itself. You are not, the apartment is not going around looking for other apartment to pay so you can get residual income from. It is a business on its own producing its revenue. And so we cannot mix apples and oranges. You are asking me to find 2 people who must find 2 people who must find 2 people to cement. That is what we're talking about. This will not get us to full-blown economy. And you must realize that, Mr. Admin. What you meant when you put the system in place, I think it has served its purpose. This era called for a different dispensation. That is what we're saying. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 1 minute. And so we must bring the curtain down. All right. I don't pay downlines. So then who do you pay? Who do you pay? You pay the upline? You pay the uplines? Well, the downline pay us. It is only 50-50 pay. It's only 50-50 pay. Okay, I guess admin is speaking to somebody there. Oh, we are ready for paying credits annual. Of course, the whole community is ready. The whole community is ready because Mr. Abundance has already told the whole community that we all must become meaningful specifics. We all have to be. And please hold the comments, please. Admin AM, all in for 4 grains per year and even 5% transactional fees. Yes, Joshua, that is what we have said. But Mr. Abundance will rally the community that we even pay 10%, especially between now until we get our blockchain. I think we can do it for the admin because the admin is very magnanimous. At least when you sell 12 Kringles, the admin does not get 1 cent. We have to be fair with the admin. The admin keeps giving. What can't we not give? This is what I am saying. And this is what Mr. Abundance will always get the respect of the community because I am for fairness. I am for fairness. The admin fees, I said, if the admin says, okay, community, first, let us raise the funds so that it allows me to do transactions on every Kringle. That is the first thing that we have to do. And once that is finished, then the admin says, now it's 4 grains of gold monthly. And so what is next? 10% on transactional fees. That will put enough money in the admin pockets than a few of us getting Bitcoin bounty. Admin needs to wake up seriously because admin has a lot to do so that big merchants will come in. Transaction fees have issues and it takes time to explain those issues. All right, that is fine, Mr. Admin. You have your technicians. Please speak to your technicians and they will tell you that is why you're paying them for. We don't want to know the nitty-gritty. All we want to know, what is it that we need to do in the community so that we can secure ourselves and to move into full-blown economy. People will spend money if they know that they're meeting targets that will produce the results. That is what we're saying. Admin says he disagrees with me about the send button meetings. I hope it is me talking because I am saying that the send button meetings are not meeting the objective of the community. The send button meetings now are very mundane and they're very repetitious. The send button meetings now have become a turned off to most of the community because it's all about bounty Bitcoin contests. This should not be the focus of the send button meetings. What we are now doing is more important than send button meetings. All right. So let us wind down. TBC will not be regulated by government. No, we don't want it to be regulated by government either. Raise the 100,000 on November 1st so I can automate the distribution. Mr. Admin, has put a challenge to the community, and it is a welcoming challenge to the community. Admin is saying raise at least 100,000 on November 1st so I can automate the distribution. I want the admin to create that crowdfunding account. I want him to create it, and I wanted to give it to Mr. Abundance. That's all I'm asking the admin to do. Because we must become meaningful specifics in TBC. And also, admin, there are conditions with this also, because you cannot expect us, the society, to be inactive while we raise funds for the projects. And so we have to do it in order. We have to do it in order. And so what it is that we want first? First is to get us activated. And so first thing is to get us activated. And so once we are activated, then we can put this in place. Then Mr. Abundance can lead this fundraiser. Mr. Abundance now can call the entire global community to attention and says, now we have a project in place that requires for us to move to the next level. All right. Thank you, admin, for transparency. Thank you very much. 4 grains of gold yearly, 10% on every verified transaction can help us deal with discounters and be more relevant and serious in the eyes of the world. Yes, I hope we'll be better for us, admin. Let us try. All right, and so thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. The Crinkle Cash office is for the builders of TBC, not for the regular TBC members. How many members do we have now? I beg admin to try and maintain his standard in everything. Because since I became in TBC, it has been changing news from one to the next. 3.4 million members and about 10K active members paying the fee. By the way, that 3.4 million members is also very highly questionable, because there are so many accounts in TBC that does not represent anyone. And that is why we need to flush out the system. It's only about 2K active members paying 4 grains of gold per year. 2,000. Oh, 2,000. Sir Christy Kringle, how are you today? I am 300 TBC live broadcast complete. I'm not too sure what he's trying to say. If he's a broadcaster with 300, I'm not too sure. Back at the beginning of this year. All right. So I'm just giving admin at least his part, because we are in here all week. We have debate. And so I think I need to hear the admin. So we are going over a little bit. So let's us just get out admin. Bitcoin Bounties is raising funds. The plan is working. Great key. Growth is the key for forward. Wow, nice broadcast, Brother Steve William. Is Mr. Abundance? Oh. If regular non-paying members want to sit back, let them. I am fighting the builders. I am fighting the builders with the Bitcoin bounties. What we are saying, Mr. Admin, the Bitcoin bounties and the Bitcoin contests can still continue, but do not make it compulsory for those who do not wish to participate. This is all we're saying. Let those who want to be part-timers and build on their own pay the 4 grains of gold. And it should be optional for those who want to go in to Bitcoin contests and Bitcoin bounty rewards. That's all we're saying. We can all have our cake and eat it. But the fact that if they don't pay the 8 grains of gold, their back office is now ceased. We cannot reach full-blown economy with that system. This is not a system that will get us to full-blown economy, taking 1% with you and leaving 99% of the community behind. That is not how you go to 1 billion members, because those same people who the contesters are bringing in are also become dormant. They're all dormant. And so we want transparency. We want accountability. My experience in the annual fee failed. Well, of course, you didn't have leadership. So anything happens when there's no leader. We can raise the fund through verified transaction fee 10%. We'll deal with the discounters. You can pick up money in transaction fees for the Bitcoin bounty and contest the admin. Rich Dad Barry, read my earlier comments about transaction fees. Admin, what is the latest date in circa 100K could be raised this year? Steve Williams, why are you ignoring my private messages? I have not gone into the private message chat, oh, Mr. Admin. I said I am leaving that for Sunday, oh, when I would have completed this. Please don't chastise Mr. Abundance in public. Yes, Mr. Admin. Mr. Abundance will be there. Mr. Abundance is saying, why are you ignoring? I have not been checking my messages because I think that I need to make myself abundantly clear in TBC community that this is not a fight against Mr. Abundance and any broadcasters. This is not a fight against Mr. Abundance and the admin, because all of us want the same thing. And all of us can have our cake and eat it also. Admin can have those who want to be in the Bitcoin contest, who wants to be in the receive Bitcoin bounty rewards. There should be full-timers who agree to pay the 8 grains of gold. Don't forget, admin, when you introduce the 8 grains of gold, you said to all of us that we are grandfathered and that we will not be affected. But when you introduce the policy to have all the billionaires, you now say that even those of us who have our back office ended next year are going to be affected. That is what you made mention of. And so you nullified the grandfather of us so that we now need to pay the 8 grains of gold. So what Mr. Abundance and the community is saying, we all can have our cake and eat it. And better yet, you don't need to have no Bitcoin. The Bitcoin contest is fine, but you don't need to have Bitcoin bounty rewards, because Mr. Abundance is saying, and the community, what are your projects that you need the community to fund? With our annual fees and with special funding, we can do it. We can do it. And so trust the community. There's a different leadership. Yes. Scroll up and read. Oh, dear beloved admin, I am aware of the salaries in Africa. Oh, Lord. You know, I really have to come. The audit used biometrics. All right, we really have to come to an end. Again, there's a cost to do such an audit. There is no cost too high to be borne to have transparency and integrity in a system. And so whatever it is, this is what I am saying, must come to the community. I did tell you the cost here in this chat over and over again. Hello, Mr. Abundance. Yes, hello. I'm winding down. Hello, Mr. Abundance. Hello, the admin. Yes, everybody, hello. Here is the debate. It's very critical. Mr. Admin, how are you? How do you think we can get to the billion member? That's a good question. Oh Lord, give me a chance. I need to bring this to a close. This is now a marathon. What are we doing so that we can reach 1 billion? Admin, you have our support. If you tell us what we need to do, we are moving forward. Of course, billion builders will bring in 1 billion members. 1 million builders will bring in 1 million members. And that is correct, but not with our back office inactive. This shows that you have no intention to help people getting out of poverty. Lord of mercy. Now Leopold is on Mr. Admin case. When Mr. Admin, what Leopold? How many builders do we have now? So basically, the admin, you say if we all, as the 10,000 members that are paying, as pay what you say, can raise at least 10, since 100,000 divided by the 10 members give 10 per member. All right, so you have done the calculation. You're so right. If 10,000 of us are paying our 20 grains of gold, what we will say to admin, all of us, you will forfeit your Bitcoin bounty, your Bitcoin rewards, your bounty rewards, and admin can take that other 1250 and take care of what we're talking about. And so, Jean-Claude, this is you hit the nails on the head. You hit the nails on the head. 10 by 10, 10 by 10,000 give you 100,000. Isn't that right? Let me, before I make myself, Maths and I was not really good at school, in school. And so we're having $10, and if we say we are going to have 10,000 of us pay, that's correct. It is 100,000. 100,000. So what we are saying now, admin, now that you told us it's 100,000, now you also told us you have 10,000 members that are active paying their back office. It then tells Mr. Abundance that the 10 members of us, because I am included, the 10 members of us, we do not want any Bitcoin bounty reward, in November. So come November 1st, you can take our portion. You can take our portion plus your portion and make that automated system where we can now pay transaction on our Kringles. We now, and you now, the admin, have no excuse not to do it. End of the story. End of story. Mr. Abundance, I suggest, as we are trying to bring it in people, let the admin help to bring in the bank, investors and manufacturers. Have mercy. Good evening. I see the admin is here. Dear admin, please use another policy to recruit a lot of people. Maybe if all Africans become TBCians, then we will get to. Oh, have mercy. You guys, I need to stop this. I need to stop this debate. Gene, I am finding more and more builders. We are moving forward. Mr. Admin, what do you think when we promote TBC, BTC more than TBC? Mr. Admin, what do you think? Okay. Leopold, the plan is to build an economy from the ground up. So it does take collective effort, which is true. BTC is used to pay the bills. Mr. Admin is not getting that clear. It's not promoting it. Don't get that confused. Admin, are you ignoring the conditions, the life of the Africans? You are not helping them. I am not ignoring those conditions. I am providing a path for each. 25 are a salary for a teacher in Africa. Admin credit costs nothing, and if they can't pay, then they regular member. They be a regular member and not a builder. Now, this is the crux of the matter, and I am happy that admin says this, and that is what the petition that is now being signed in the group is all about. I think admin, and it doesn't take no money for admin to do this. So here we have admin credit costs nothing. And if they can't pay, then they are a regular member. Now, being a regular member, the only thing in being a regular member is that you're now become inactive. And that is what we're saying now, that policy needs to be discontinued. Allow those who do not want to be in the contest be regular member and also can recruit others in their own time and don't have to be stressed over paying the 8 grains of gold. And those who want to be in the contest, let them be. That is all we're saying. Okay, so we will bring in more members fast because it is free to the admin credits. I am only doing this because by fear, I am giving the admin his opportunity because we have been here all week. You see, Mr. Admin, TBC is becoming a suspect as a scam. If you're still working like this, they have a month to learn how to become a TBC builder for free. Really? Really, Mr. Admin? Oh Lord, let her. How is free a scam, Leopold? Your focus is now to pay builders with BTC, where we want to enter full-blown economy. Leopard, the builders build, regular members have wallets and send buttons. Now there are no vision and projections for TBC. It takes a collective effort to build the economy. And that is why we're saying, Mr. Admin, that in all fairness, we can all have our cakes and eat it. Those who want to be builders, let them build and pay the 8 grains of gold. Those who want to be regular members, let them pay the annual fee and have their back office opened. And we are also saying, let us pay for the automated system that will even transact 5% on every kringles that it is sold in the community. What better solutions can Mr. Abundance bring forward? That is it. All right. And your discordance in the words is not good. I am not holding anyone to ransom. It is insulting just that. Admin needs to look out and do those things that will help the community, not the Bitcoin bounties, but something to make TBC much more spendable. Okay, the merchants are coming in. Give them time to build. Lord have mercy. I will not pass the 3-hour range. So I am going through very fast. Please, admin, we need big merchant investor. Okay, go and sign up the big merchants. We need to recruit a lot. I propose to allow us to exchange for 2 months TBC to 500 per week The goal will be achieved. I'm not too sure what Pascal is saying there. Go ahead. What is holding you back? No, what do you offer cover to cost of your suggestions? Admin, please just try to listen to us and also Mr. Abundant. We are all saying what we will make TBC currency much faster for everyone. All right, let us do this quickly. Hello TBC. Hello. Let's go. Hello. Mr. Admin, is there training on getting merchants? My point is you can't call TBC network marketing because I pay 50% bounty. 50% is not paid to a downline. Dear admin, kindly change the 8 grains monthly to yearly, sir. 50% is paid to the person that produced the referral. That's not network marketing. Mr. Admin, you know, I don't want to keep us going back and forward. Everything we do in business is networking. I bring somebody to TBC is networking. So let us don't get it twisted. Network marketing is network marketing. And now they're paying me 50% of what they're paying you. I am getting residual income. What is it if it is not network marketing? Absolutely there. Admin bounty is 50%. We are abundance based. TBC is not an MLM. TBC is not an MLM, but the Bitcoin bounty is 100% MLM. Residual income and passive income. When you pay your admin fees, when you pay for your product, because what are you paying for? I get 50%. That is residual income. That is network marketing. If it is not network marketing, then you won't receive a passive income. Where else you hear passive income and residual income? Which industry do you hear it? Some training is provided, Boris, to bring in merchant. Mr. Admin, you are the one to bring in the bigger companies. Admin, you remember in 2007, you told us that we're going to trade TBC for cash. That's what happened. What you proposed in time was not feasible. So if we have millions, we will use them. Okay, I don't know. That is something for admin. I think admin will understand that I was not there. But I have other training in development to come. All right, fair enough. Please try and understand. Okay, let us move the conversation. Let us move. Our countries still use cash. All, please. Okay. Big Bro Cool, we understand. Not firing. And times are going. Pascal, for example, I am sure you have a cell phone. Okay, what admin is saying, whatever he mentioned back then would have been the case. It did not materialize, but times has changed, and it is so true. Times has changed. So the poor will go with the digital movement in time. Paper money is on its way out. And that is also true. All right. And that is why we're also saying to you, Mr. Admin, that the policies that you have now will not get us to full-blown economy. And so you can have your cake, and eat it. Report abuse at the help desk. All right. Understand the mission statement. Please read and Pantera the over, and you will know. All right. All right, folks. I think we should end it up. Just let me go to admin. It's not compulsory. It's a choice at $25 or zero. Okay, I think admin is talking about the admin fee. I think the admin should be given time to consider all the suggestions and come up with the best solution. I believe has TBC at heart more than anyone. And I believe that as well. George, I believe that. I am in conference with the TBC admin. I know TBC, whatever he does sincere, and he does with a heart. And he does it to make TBC become full blown, you see. But there are some policies that, you know, we need to, I think I skipped over something there. Yes, I am not using force. All right, so Gabriel, I think this is the first thing. The admin, you once said that TBC's digital goal, and thus it should be loved naturally. This is people should come to love TBC naturally. Okay, all right. We love and respect admin blog, so why are we crying some issues? Mr. Suman, no one is perfect. Admin make mistakes just like any one of us. Admin make policies and void policies because it was harmful to the society. There's nothing wrong in us critiquing. There's nothing wrong in us trying to work out what is best and what is not, and what is should and what should not be. That is why you guys' country will always die of poverty, because you think that you should just follow leadership blindly. You think that leadership is follow leaders blindly. We don't follow leaders blindly. Sometimes you need to challenge leadership, respectfully challenge leadership. And so don't tell us what is on the blog, because most of the blog, may I say, is not even making sense. It's not even making sense. And so those who want to earn from his fellow citizen 12 Bitcoin bounty and Bitcoin contest continue. But this policy does not help. Rather think of another policy that wins everyone. That is what we're putting forward, another policy. Your choice comes from the TBC committee, not from force admin TBC leader. This one is just like he's just like a repeat after me. You can't even have an opinion of your own. These are the dangerous people. These are the dangerous people that policies will never change, because all what you can see and hear is what admin is repeating. You don't even have an objective view. As something that should be loved naturally, TBC should have things in place that will make people love it naturally, like physical goal, dear admin. Farmers love seed, but hungry don't love seed because they can't eat seed. Yes, you're right. All right, thank you very much, folks. It's always a pleasure. I cannot take any more. I must really bring this. I'm glad that the admin is here. Let him, as a father of TBC, call everyone to fore their grievances and come together to move TBC forward. That is what admin is here. Admin listens. Is one thing I can say, admin listen. And admin has called me out. Why have I not responded to his to his request? Mr. Admin, I am coming. All right, so let us all wind down. Understood, dear admin. Text is concise, not meant to seem as a fight. All right, all of us, I think TBC and all of us, TBC admin and all TBC leaders fake. Well, I'm not too sure about that, sir. And I will not allow you to come here to say that we are fake, because Mr. Abundance is not fake. All right, and we are on a mission. And brother, you need to rest, and please rest now. Okay, so yes, Mr. Abundance, you are so wonderful. I appreciate your effort. All right, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you. And thank you very much. Thank you for the admin. Regular members has an active wallet and send button. Thank you very much, admin. Tata fake knows fake, but TBC is not. All right. Greetings, magnanimous TBC. Yes, greetings at zero cost. All right, so let's move on. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I think admin has responded. And Leopard economy is unfolding over the collective effort. Very good. Network marketing is a business activity, is not an MLM model. No, it is not MLM. I am happy to further your education on terms. All right. Admin say he will educate Mr. Abundance on the terms. Okay, I'm just going to the admin credit. By the definition of all salespeople and network marketing. All right, salespeople, builders are not the same. Okay. All right. So thank you very much, leaders. It was quite, I'm happy to have all of you. The debate continues on Sunday. There will be no debate. We will close this debate on Monday because we will miss tomorrow. So we will finish up on Monday. And so admin has put out us a challenge. Admin has said to the global community of TBCians that yes, it is doable. We can have transactional fees, but there's a cost involved. And we respect that. And so we will take up the challenge. We will a matter of fact, we have already put forward a suggestion to the admin that because the admin says 10,000 of us are paying monthly. 10,000 of us paying $12, it is 120,000 paying admin, and admin is paying out 120,000 back to the community. What we are now saying to the admin, come November 1st, you don't need to pay us back that 120,000 to the community. Keep that 120,000 and give us our automated system so that we can pay the Kringle Cashback Office. That is what we're saying. That is what we're saying. You said 10,000 is paying you, okay? It is $25 we are paying. And so all of us will pay TBC, continue to pay TBC 1st of November. And we're saying to the admin, do not give us any Bitcoin bounty. Keep the Bitcoin bounty and give us the automated system so that we can now go back to the community where now you can get transaction on every Kringles, because that will create more revenues than what we are now getting from Bitcoin bounty. Transactional fees from Kringles will get you more money in a month than what Bitcoin bounty will give you. And so we're saying, have the transactional fees and have your members pay 4 grains of gold every month, and we will still be willing to fund the projects that will help us to get to full-blown economy. That is what we're saying, okay? The target is 50,000 paying on November 1st. Now, admin, you cannot continue to move the figures around. We are saying that we need a different policy in place. We need a different program in place. We cannot continue with the program in place and expect to reach full-blown economy. It will not happen. And so you said that 10,000 are actively paying, and it will take 100,000 for us to have the automated system. What Mr. Abundance is saying, nobody in TBC will not accede for you to take the Bitcoin bounty next month. I can assure you that nobody who should receive Bitcoin bounty will say no to you, admin. None of us will say no to you. You know why? Because you are magnanimous. You are magnanimous. And so we're saying to you, I get bounties every month. Keep my bounties. And whatever the shortfall is, let us know in the community. I told you, Mr. Admin, You need to open that crowdfunding and give us the account, and so that we can begin to look at projects that you have. You cannot keep these things by yourself. You must include us in TBC, in the community, so we can help. And if you have tried all that and there is no result, then we have to stick with anything that you throw at us, because we would have said you have really and truly tried everything. You would have really and truly tried everything. Have a good day, Mr. Admin. Thank you for joining Mr. Abundance. And it can only get all of us awakened. It can only get all of us being meaningful specifics as we aim, because that should be our aim, full-blown economy. Anything short of that is missing the point. Anything short of that is missing the point. And that is why when Mbe came out and said we may have many redemptions, we need to see that being addressed. And that is what we're addressing now, because it should not be many redemptions, but it should be the last redemption. And what will it take for us to have the last redemption come November? That is what we want to know, and that is what the community is interested in. Crowdfunding is government regulated activity. Okay? So give us the avenue where we need to raise the funds, because we all have to use the elite system until we get control of our system. We have to use the elite system, Mr. Admin. You are using Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and you have to use them. They are the public coins. They are coins controlled by the elites, but you are using them. And so we have to use the elite system because we are in the elite system. When we use their system to get our system, then we can say that we are in full-blown economy, and then Kringles will become king of the day. Thanks very much, admin, for your time. Thank you very much. Mr. Abundance, appreciate you. The whole community appreciate you, and the whole community loves you. The whole community loves you. Thank you very much. So this where we end today's debate, and we'll continue on Sunday. All the best. And so we can discuss in details better one-on-one. All right, Mr. Abundance. All right, Mr. Admin. Mr. Abundance will be around the table on Sunday. I am actually now, well, anyhow, that is for a different time and a different place. Thank you very much, Mr. Admin. It's always a pleasure having you. Goodbye.